Now we will do some concrete arithmetic in p-adics. So all the examples we have taken are from page 15 of this book by Neil, p-adic numbers and p-adic analysis and zeta functions. So these examples are from this Q7. So we are going to use a very concrete description of both this Z7 and Q7. So Z7 we have already talked about. So its concrete description is something like this. So where this AI, this would lie in the set. So you are in Z7. So 7 elements, 0, 1, 2, all the way to 6. So for Q7, you just start, you keep AI as such. You allow this I to be negative. So we have to compute the sum of these two numbers. Both of them lie in Q7. If we just consider this portion, just this portion, then this portion lies in Z7. So you're putting this 1 by 7 here, 1 by 7 here. You're considering inverses. Therefore, these are in this Q7. So now let us do some addition in Q7. So here we are going to do addition from left to right. So from left to right. So this is 7 to the power of minus 1. So we have arranged this in increasing order of powers of 7. So 7 minus 1, 7 0, 7 1, 7 square, and so on. So start adding up. 2 plus 4 is 6. This comes as such. 0 plus 6 is 6. Nothing to be done. 5 plus 3 is 8. Modulo 7, it is 1. But now if you modulo 7 it, remainder is 1 and the numerator is 1. It is the numerator which we carry over. So now we have 6 plus 6, which is 12. Modulo 7, you get 5. So this is how it is done. So some authors write this entire expression like this, so that we go from right to left, so that addition is precisely what we do with decimal system. So this is same as this. These 3 are carried here. This 5 is here. This 3 is here. This 0 is here. 0.2, because 2 is 2 times 7 to the power of minus 1. Just like in decimal, if it was 2 times 10 to the power of minus 1, it will become 0.2. Here also we write 0.2. Similarly here, these 3 dots are coming here. This 6 is here. This 5 is here. This 6 is here. 0.4, because this 4 times 7 to the minus 1. Again, same way addition. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 plus 0, 6. 3 plus 5 is 8. Modulo 7 will give you 1. Because this is higher than 7, you have 1 remaining, which you carry over here. 6 plus 6 is 12. Again, modulo 7, you get 5. And you continue on. So we have seen addition. Now we see subtraction. So we have this number in Q7. This number again in Q7. So from this number, we are subtracting this number. So let me put a bracket here, because this negative sign is common outside. This will filter in. So you start with the first. 2 minus 4 will give you minus 2. Now to make minus 2 into positive 5, we are putting in numbers only from 0 to 6. So you have to make this a positive number. To make it a positive number, we have to add 7 to it, because we are working modulo 7. So since you are adding 7 to it, so this will become 5, but we have done this addition, so we have to carry over minus 1 now. So we have to carry over minus 1 now. So this is minus sign here, makes it minus 6. Minus 6 minus 1 gives you minus 7. Now you modulo it. This becomes 0, but this is already 7. So now you divide by 7. The numerator is negative 1, which is equivalent to 6 here. And this is the numerator which we now carry over. So negative 1. So this negative sign comes inside here. You have negative 5 here. So you get negative 1 plus 3 gives you 2. 2 minus 5 will give you minus 3. So you have minus 3. So again, you have to make this positive. So only thing you can do is add 7 to it, because 7 is equivalent to adding 0, because we are working modulo 7. So this gives you 4. but since you have added 7 to it, you have to carry over again -1 because there's a minus here, and this process will continue. Again, we can rewrite this in this form. So this 2 is 7 to the -1, so that's why it's 0.2. Here it is 4 to the 7 minus 1, so it is 0.4. Again, this 0 comes right here, this 3 comes right here, these dots come here. Similarly, this 6 comes right here, this 5 comes right here, and dots come here. And again, we do the same procedure. 2 minus 4 will give you -2, modulo 7 will give you 5, but you had to add this to it, so you have a negative here. So -1, -6 will give you -7, modulo 7 will be 0, but you have a -1 here, so -1 comes here. Then you have 3 minus 1 minus 5, that is 3 minus 6 minus 3, you get -3 here. You have to add 7 to it to make it plus, so you have 40.4. Same here, this 4 is here, this 0 is here, this 5 is here, these dots are here. So now let us see a multiplication. So now let us do multiplication. So there are two numbers and we have to multiply them. So again, start with here 4, so we are going from left to right. 4 times 3 is 12. So now you have modulo 7. So 7 just has to be multiplied by 1. So you have remainder is 5, but now 7 times 1 was what we did here to get 5, so 1 carries over. So 4 times 6 is 24, so you get 24 plus 1, 25. Now you do modulo 7, so 7 times 3 gives you 21, so you have modulo 7 will give you 4 here, so that's what comes here, 4 times 7, but you had a 3 here because that's how you got 21 here, so this 3 gets carried over, so this 3 comes here. So 4 times 2 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, so 11 modulo 7 will give you 4, so you get 4 here, and for 4 we can continue going. So now let us focus on the second term. So this you will multiply by this, you get 15 modulo 7. So you have 7 times 2, 14, which will give you 1, so you get 1. So this 7, this becomes times 7, so you get 1, but you have this 2 factor here which will carry over, so this 2 will come right here. So now you have 5 times 6 is 30 plus 2 is 32, and obviously 7 square, that comes here. Now 32 modulo 7, you have 7 times 4 is 28, so subtract it, you get 4, and this 4 comes here, and this 4 will carry over, and so on. The third is 1 times 7, so 1 time, so you multiply by this, you get 3 times 7 square, and so on. So again, how we are going from left to right. So now you can add this up again, going from left to right. You have 5, 4 plus 1 is 5, then 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, and 11 you modulo 7 out, you get 4, and so on. Now again, you can rewrite it in this format. So these dots come here, this 2 is here, this 6 is here, this 3 is here. Similarly, again, the dots come here, 1 is here, this 5 is here, 4 is here, and again you do the same calculation, but now you shift numbers accordingly. So you will have this 4, 4, 5 happening here, and then this 4 and 1 will come right here, and this 3 is going to come right here. Again, this 5 corresponds to this position, this corresponds to this position, this corresponds to this position. Same multiplication procedure as we have done here, and same addition. So now you have 5 here, 4 plus 1, 5 here. Again you have 11 here, modulo 7, 4 here. So notice how the gap here is carried here, the gap here is carried here. So similar. So this, some authors write this so that you go from right to left, just like we do in a standard base 10. So now again we want to divide two numbers. So let us divide it. So you want to divide this number by this number. So first you multiply by 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. When you do modulo 7, you subtract 7 times 2 to it, which is 14, you get 1. So this one comes right here. But you have this factor of 2, so 2 will get carried over here. So now you have 5 times 5, which will give you 25. 25 plus 2 is 27. So now you do again a modulo 7. So now you're going to subtract 7 times 3, which is 21 from here. Once you subtract 21, you get 6, but your carryover is 3. So 3 comes here. Now you have 5 times 1, which is 5, plus 3 will give you 8, and 8 modulo 7 will give you 1. So you have 1 here. So from here you subtracted 21, you got 6. So you have 1, 6 times 7, 1 times 7 square, and so on. So now you do standard subtraction. Put minus, minus, minus here. 1 minus 1 will give you 0. 2 minus 6 will give you minus 4. So it will give you minus 4. So since you have minus 4, you will have to add 7 to it to make it 3. But you are making negative into a positive, so you have a minus 1 carryover, which goes right here. So now you have 4 minus 1 here and minus 1 here. You get 2 times 7 square, and so on. So now multiply with this add the second factor, 1 times 7. So now start doing 1 times 7. So this multiplied by here gives you 3 times 7. This multiplied by here gives you 5 times 7 square. Now again subtracted, this will become 0, and this 2 minus 5 will give you minus 3. Now to minus 3 you will have to add 7 to it to make it positive. So you have 4 times 7 square, but you're adding it this here, so you have to carry over negative 1 here, and so on. So again we can rewrite this entire thing in this format. So these dots are right here, this 6 comes here, this 1 comes here, this 5 comes here, again these dots come here, this 1 is coming right here, this 5 is coming right here, 3 is coming right here. Again you have, notice that you have 4 2 1, 4 2 1, and again do the same procedure like we have done here, and you will get the same format. So again you have to notice that we are going from left to right always, and here we are going from right to left, but this procedure has been made to mimic this right here.